afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio Music. I'm Pam, your host, and joining me today is a UK singer-songwriter, and his name is Colin Heppell. Just waiting for him to call in. If you're a singer or in a band, any kind of indie artist, and you'd like your music played and or an interview, please send your request and MP3s to take2radio2@gmail.com, and that's with the number 2. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Take2RadioMusic, and check out our website at take2radiomusic.com. Follow us on Blog Talk. They'll send you an email each and every time we have a guest scheduled or just an hour of indie music from around the world. You can also listen to the previous podcasts on iTunes or Stitcher, and Stitcher is a mobile app that you can download to any of your mobile devices, and those are both free. And I do believe we have our guest with us now, so let me go ahead and pick this up. Colin?
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for joining me today.
Not a problem.
How's your day been going so far? Because I know it's getting towards evening for you.
It is, but I've been enjoying the sunshine, which is a rarity for this part of the UK.
Oh. Yeah, I do notice that it rains a lot out there. So
all the time.
Even though yeah.
It's only a good day when it doesn't rain, I think. That's what you call it over here.
I would imagine that, it's kind of like a depressing thing, though, because when it's raining here a lot and the sun's not out, I notice there's a difference in the way I feel. The sunshine always makes you feel better and feel like you get up and go and do something.
Well, it does, but it makes me tired, actually.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we're not used to it, you see.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean. It's a positive vibe when the sun's out, isn't it? You feel better about everything, so.
Most definitely. So for our listeners, I'd like you to start out by telling us, how and when you knew you wanted to be a singer-songwriter.
Oh, gosh, it's a long time ago now. I guess it really started with, the parents playing music around the house when I grew up. You listen to the music, that they played, and I think they got me a guitar when I was about 8 years old, I think. So I started to play then, and I didn't really take to it at that age. I think coming from the area where I'm from in the UK, things like football, soccer as you call it, are much bigger things. So I got into that more. But I think in sort of mid-teens, I come back to the music, and I think that's when I realized I could do it really. I could play the guitar and write the words and create the tunes. It just happened, really. I don't really think there was any specific moment that I thought, yes, that's what I'll do.
So you were just a little late bloomer then.
I think so. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it was late teens. I think when I really seriously, started playing and got in the bands and, played gigs around the city and things like that. So yeah.
What kind of music did you play with the bands? Was it all different types?
We did. We just played. Well, it was really sort of rock and pop covers kind of thing, and on the odd day we dared to do one of our own songs, but it's always a big step,
Right.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard work. I mean, everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through the bands and plays. And sometimes has two people there, and and the dog, and
right.
other days there's a few people there. I think we played in front of a couple hundred people one time, which was the best we did at that specific point in my time. So yeah, but you learn as you go along, really, don't you? You learn the craft more.
Right. Now, did you learn anything in school? I mean, did you take any kind of we have a choir class here in high school. Did you do anything like that?
No, not at all. I'm all self-taught, really. I got a book of guitar chords and scales and learned it all myself, really. So
wow.
No lessons. Just picked it up and by ear, listening to what the what was on the radio and, my CD collection and my, parents' music.
Mm-hmm.
Just learned it really that way. There's no training at all, no.
That always amazes me, because I think that people that learn that way, that's just something you're meant to do then, to be a singer-songwriter or just even, play an instrument of some type, because I couldn't sit there and listen to something or look at any kind of chords and figure out what to do. It would be all Greek to me.
Well, I quite agree. The actual music itself is. There's a lot of professional musicians who don't read the music and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I think you learn, what a song's about and what goes into the song, and that's what you kind of feed on yourself when you do your own. You learn from what inspires you, from everything around you. And then you write about the things you know about, the day-to-day things. But yes, the music itself is hard work. That's what you've got to learn. You've got to practice and practice and practice till your fingers go in the right place every time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always happen even now.
And that's why you do what you do, and that's why I do what I do, because I can't do what you do.
I do, but yes, but it still takes me many takes to get a song out there, I can tell you.
Well, I used to go...
Take 50 and I'm there.
Yeah. I used to have a boyfriend that was in a band, and he was a bass player, and I remember how many times going over by his house and finding him taking his fingers and hitting them against a 2x4, the tips of his fingers. Yeah. And the first time I saw him do that, I thought, what in the world are you doing? And he says he was getting calluses, trying to make calluses on his fingers to play the bass, so he didn't have to use a pick. Yeah.
No, I do that. I do that with my left hand. I put them on the wall and press against the wall. I do that quite regular to toughen the fingers up. Yeah, I do that.
So he's not the only one that did that.
He's not. No. There's lots of weirdos around, Yeah, we've all got our own ways of doing things. But there you go. Yeah, you really have to toughen those fingers up, because I think the first thing you do when you learn the guitar, things like that, is pressing down. You've got to really press down on those strings to get them to sound right, and that's what everybody struggles with, especially when the bridging strings, when they've got to play like an F chord or something, when they have to bridge 2 strings or 3 strings with one finger. You've really got to press down, and that's where you can see your ex-boyfriend there's banging his fingers with a piece of wood. You really do that. It's I know it seems strange to everybody else, but yes, you've got to toughen those fingers up.
But I can understand it now, but at the time I just thought it was the craziest thing. So
no, it's still crazy now.
Did you learn to play any other instruments eventually, or just the guitar?
No, just the guitar. I'd love to be able to play the piano, but no, just the guitar, and it suits me. It's what I can do. I can use it, and of course you can transpose the music across. As you know from listening to my music, some of it is piano based.
Right.
But all they do is take the same notes I write on the guitar and transpose it onto the piano. So it's no different in structure. It's just a different instrument and where you put your fingers.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same notes, just played in a different way.
And you get to sit down and do it too.
Well, that is a plus. Yeah. You get to sit down all day. Yeah.
So when you write your own music, most of it comes from personal experiences then?
All of it, really. It's got to, really. It's got to. I've got to write about what I know, It's the only way to sort of, cliche, but it's the only way to keep it real, and it's got to be real, because otherwise people won't believe what you're singing or writing about,
Right.
So, I could easily write about, the unrest in Egypt.
Yeah.
Or I could write about, dollars and dimes, but I'm not American and I'm not from Egypt, so I don't really know anything about these things, so I wouldn't do it. I've got to write about things around me, what I say, and I think most importantly, it's what you feel, it's what you feel. That's where I connect. it's an emotional connection I put in my music more than anything.
Right, and it's relatable to a lot of people, and
of course, because it's universal.
It doesn't have, right, exactly. I was going to say it didn't have to be just from people in England. It could be anywhere.
Absolutely, no. You can't write that narrow. You've got to, everybody knows, what love is. Everybody knows what death is. Everybody knows all these things, and that's the emotions you connect into, things that everybody knows about. It's not necessarily writing about something, that happened in my corner shop round the corner here that nobody else was there, so it wouldn't mean anything to anybody. It's got to be. You've got to connect. So you've got to write about the things people know. And sometimes I write narrative songs. Sometimes I write the storytelling songs. But again, they're all whatever, love songs or songs of whatever, happiness or hardship or whatever they are. You write about what everybody has at some point in their life felt.
Right, exactly. Now that's good, because that makes people want to listen to your music, and it'll, depending on what mood they're in at that time, is what songs they'll listen to.
It does, and I put on my albums various songs, so you can get you can get like a sad ballad next to a happy song, next to a torturous love song, next to an angry song. You get them all on my albums. You get the whole thing. So I guess you've got to be in a mixed mood to listen to one of my records. I think if you want 11 songs of happiness, you've come to the wrong place.
Yeah. That's funny. Now, one thing I was very impressed by is that you won 11 semifinal positions with 6 of your songs in the UK songwriting contest. What songs did you submit, and how did you choose what you wanted to submit?
That's a couple of years ago now. I think that was 2009, I think. And the songs would have been the first 2 album songs. And I think I just put in at the time what I felt were the strongest songs. And they got judged that way, I guess. They got to the semi-finals. The titles got me there. I think Poltergeist was one. Best Rags was one. They're all songs off the first 2 albums. Around was one. You got me struggling to think now.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but yes, there was 11 songs there. That was 6 songs. The others escaped me, but yes, they were certainly off the first 2 albums. But yeah, they were.
I want to say congratulations, because that's not an easy feat. I'm sure there was a lot of people submitting songs.
There is. It's quite a hard-fought competition. And they have all these different genres, you can submit to. So it's all about just getting the right pitch for the right thing, But like I said, it wasn't really too much thought, to be honest. It was just a case of putting, I like that song, I'll do that, or that's a good song for that category. So that's how I decided, really.
Made it nice and easy.
Those other songs will come back to me. Probably halfway through the interview, they'll come back to me.
Yeah, that's okay. Now, one of your first albums was Hope in My Heart, and I'd like to play a song from it, and then you can, tell us listeners about the album and the song, and I'm going to play Stronger Than Me.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Okay, so if you can hold a moment, thank you.
Sure.
If truth be told, your heart is gone.